Hey cursor, search for integration story. $30? Add this to the cart, please. Magic! The workflow appeared automatically. Hey, cursor, for the sake of my self-esteem, can you augment a little bit that price? Magic again! The workflow was adjusted again. But I have a question for you. What will happen next week? Because Angela is going to change role and she needs to be replaced. How will this come up in guided buying? There, we have here accounting details. Hey, cursor, can you just show us split accounting, please? Sometimes the user needs to split where the money is going to come from across different owners, different cost centers. But my question here is, those cost centers, they are in your system. How did they end up in Ariba? And where did that list come from? What happens when there are new budgets, when there are changes? Well, let's have a look behind the screen, yes? Let's imagine that I am inside your ERP system and that the ERP system is from SAP. When someone in Human Resources changes the role of Angela to Francesco as the new boss in the system, well, that update is automatically reflected in guided buying. The reason for this is called direct integration. It means that guided buying and your own ERP are directly linked to each other. They speak the same data, the same language, and there is nothing in between to stop them. To drive the user experience, you need the magic of the integration behind. We have more than 200 points of integration at the moment. That's 10 times more than anybody else. And it means that if you have a new cost center or changes or a new budget, it gets all reflected in guided buying. We even do real-time budget check from guided buying to your ERP in real time to make sure that nothing goes where it shouldn't go. I'd like to make an analogy about the middleware. If this is your own system, if this is your ERP and you need to connect to a solution that is not integrated, you need the middleware. And the middleware will look like something like this, that you will need to connect to your system, your ERP system. And then the middleware here will have different access for the data model in many various ways that will all be converted here and translated back to you. And it goes both ways. Now, just like what I've made here, you can see that there is lots of issues with the security, with the reliability and the configuration, the time it takes to install all this. Now, the alternative, which I find much better, is to take a standard integration. And with standard integration, it's something like this, because the system talks the same language, so it becomes one. And basically, whatever happens here is reflected in guided buying, and what happened in guided buying is completely reflected in the ERP. It is a solid integration without cables and without conversion and all that stuff. It is talking the same language. Strong integration means good user experience, because the user don't need to see any of it, but it needs to work. Everything needs to talk the same language and not via some cables and a middleware that will translate everything to other system. No, it needs to talk the same language. Now, after I've stopped talking, actually, my friend the cursor is going to show you some of those integration points. You can pause the video because that's a bit heavy on the screen. But also, SAP certifies anybody that wants to integrate to their systems. And there is a website where you can search any solution on the market to see which kind of integration they have as a standard. We're very proud of our integrations, and we think that this is the way that you have the best solution possible.